Hello, as the video title says, this isn't really a ministry report, just a little bit of an update. But first I wanted to, before I go over there and get you some video from that porch area, I wanted to show you where my parents live. They retired from Spain 9 years ago and lived in a trailer for a while, but then my brother Stephen built them this apartment. And it's just an excellent place for them to be. They're comfortable, and just very grateful for what he and my sister-in-law have done for my parents. And so, anyway, I've been here for 11. I may say some of this as well, but I've been here for 11 days, and I think I'll be here for another 10 or 9 or so. And Mimi is back in Spain with keeping things going, the farmhouse, or she has various chores and so forth, and of course the ministry there's going full steam ahead, and she's very involved in the music and some other areas, but she's holding the fort and enjoying the grandkids a lot. I have a sneaking suspicion they're over at the house more than when I'm there. I don't know that for sure, but it wouldn't surprise me. But anyway, thanks to WhatsApp, we communicate every day over back and forth on audio and videos and so forth. So anyway, she's doing fine, and I hope you enjoy the little update, and thank you for praying and for communicating. God bless you. Take care. Hello from Snoqualmie, Washington, where my parents are since they retired from Spain. This isn't really a ministry report. It's just a sort of a personal update for those interested. And so I've been here for a week and a half, more or less, and I've got another week and a half to go. And I am on this porch. I've got this, I can flip the camera around, and while I continue talking, you can see they fight these hummingbirds. There are dozens of them that come, all colors and kinds. Well, they're mostly the same kind. They're just all kinds of different colors. And man, do they ever fight. They consider this their territory when they're eating. And anyway, so that I have the camera placed here, or the cell phone, exactly so I could flip it around this way and let you see every once in a while the hummingbird. So anyway, I've been here for a few weeks with Mom and Dad, enjoying it very, very much. My typical routine is in the mornings. Mom gets up early. I don't know, she's up at 6 or 5:30 or something. I get up somewhere around 7-ish or so, and we're able to have a cup of coffee with her and so forth. And then I record a video every morning, about 5 minutes. I've done, I think, 11 mornings now, and they are devotionals for our church people back in Spain, and others, it's in Spanish, so it's others on the Spanish that I connect with in Spanish. And so I've been going through, just jumping around different verses in the Psalms, and I send that out every day. Of course, when I send it out by 9 o'clock, I usually send it out. Over there, it's already 6 p.m., so they don't get a morning devotional, they get an evening devotional every day. So I think they're being a blessing, and I'm glad for it. Okay, just had some more hummingbirds. I might flip it around every once in a while. So so I do that every morning. That takes a while to record and then process, upload, and share. But I've sort of gotten into that routine, and I've just missed, I think, one morning when I couldn't do it. And then we've met and had breakfast, either Dad and I, or just me, with various ones here, friends of the ministry, Pastor Matt, and have a few lined up still to go. And then Dad and I have a couple of traditional places we go to for a breakfast here and there. And I've got another hummingbird there. And so, let me see if he'll stay there. No, he took off. So, there he is. He's back. And so, we've done some meals like that. And then one of the highlights was this year we went up into Canada again. And Canada is about 2 hours from here, a little over 2. So we go up into Canada, and we went on Thursday, and we visited Aunt Helen. Okay, I'm going to switch this around because I'm getting distracted. So sorry. So we visited her. She's 95, a wonderful Christian, loves the Lord, and is so much fun. She's got so much energy. So we talked with her for a while, caught up. She's the last one. Okay, some of you are aware of my great-grandfather, who was a preacher in Russia back last century. He was German, but he preached to German churches in German congregations in Russia. Anyway, he had 16 children. 12 of them survived, I guess, infancy, you could say. And so of those 12, of course, one was my grandfather. Of those 12, there's only one still alive on planet Earth, and that's Aunt Helen. But she's such a blessing, and I'll never forget, among other many different stories that she told us, and we were just catching up and you know, plugging holes in our knowledge of the family. She at the end, when we decided it was time to go, she brought us together, Dad on one side, hugged me on the other, and without warning, she started singing "Praise God from whom all blessings flow." So we joined her, and we sang that little chorus together before we left. And so that was fun. That was on Thursday. And then we went from there to Horseshoe Bay. Well, we spent the night close by, and then on Friday morning at Horseshoe Bay, we picked up a ferry as passengers, and we went to a town on Vancouver Island, which is a huge island that I didn't know much about. There's a beautiful one here. I wonder if I can catch it. We went to Vancouver Island, and there we met, for the first time ever, I keep tapping this twice. There's a gold one there right now. See if it'll flip around a little bit. And so he was there waiting for us at Nanaimo, which is a town on the island. Okay, I don't know if you got much of a view of him. And he's Dad's cousin, so he's a grandson of Emil Bonikowski, but from a different son and a completely different line. And I've seen him some on Facebook. We've actually communicated a little bit, but never met him. Dad had never met him. He's never met anybody, I don't think, of that particular line. They're way over on the other side of Canada. Anyway, of course, we spent most of our lives in Spain, and so he actually took some pictures of us as we were walking out of the terminal. I figured out who he was from seeing him on Facebook, and he had his camera up and he was getting pictures. So I'll send you a couple of pictures he took when we got there. And then we just went off to the coast, a little bit down to a marina, and sat there, and we listened to his testimony and of all the years that he served the Lord in various organizations, primarily for youth and in Canada. And the Lord's used him greatly, and has a wonderful testimony, a wonderful spirit. It was so exciting to meet another Bonikowski from a totally different line, so to speak, from our great-grandfather, and to know that he and others and his siblings, he was one of 11, I think he said. So there's a bunch of Bonikowskis we don't know and have never even heard of. But we enjoyed seeing how God's grace had flown through that line as well, and many were serving the Lord. And so Uncle Bill is 78, about to turn 79. Dad's 86, and there's a number of siblings of Uncle Bill's around that age as well. I hope we get to meet them someday, but maybe not here on Earth. I don't know. So we did that. That was Thursday and Friday. Got back. Let me see. On Saturday morning, I ate lunch with Pastor Matt here at Faith, and then another thing is on Saturday night at midnight, I do my weekly YouTube live devotional for our church people and for others, again in Spanish. Over there, I do it at 9 o'clock every Sunday morning before I head to church. But here it so happens to be midnight because we're 9 hours away. So I slept for a couple of hours and then got up around 10 or so and just worked around. I've done it in the past where I got up like 11:30, felt miserable, didn't want to do anything. So I decided this time I would try to sleep a little earlier, which I did. And so I was able to, then I did the devotional at midnight, from midnight to 12:30, I guess, in the morning, and connected with the believers there, most of them in Spain, but some are here as well. And was able to do that, then went to bed, of course, and then on Sunday morning, I was able to help Pastor Matt. He had an obligation somewhere else, and so I taught the adult Sunday school class and preached for the morning service. Enjoyed it thoroughly. The church, it's a small congregation, but very, very lively. Wow, that's a beautiful, I just saw a beautiful hummingbird with a brilliant red head. I've not seen that one before. If he comes around, I'll try and get him for you to see. But they were just so responsive, and I preached on trusting God in the first session, and then in the second session the message was God never sleeps, and He's always doing more than you think He's doing. And so had a good morning there, then came back with Mom and Dad, my brother, and ate lunch, and then went back for the evening service as well. And yeah, this is Monday, and have a couple of obligations this week, maybe taking a trip to Portland to see some. Well, I had to stop the video and do another one. I am doing this on WhatsApp because WhatsApp allows me to record video and flip the camera without stopping the video. I can't do that in regular camera mode. But it all of a sudden stopped, and I'm not sure why. At any rate, meanwhile, I've been watching a couple of massive fights between the hummingbirds. So where was I? I'm going to make a trip to Portland to see some friends, and I can't remember. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, so, and then I'm helping in a seminary, an online seminary in Spain, and so I've got a bunch of things papers to correct, and yeah, this is going to be a bunch of work. So I'm using this time, which I have a little bit more free time, to be able to work on some of those papers and grade them and send them back and so forth. So that's taking up some time, but I've got it. So I'm glad for that. And of course, keep in communication with our believers constantly throughout the day until about 3 p.m. At 3 p.m. every day, everything just sort of settles down and quiets down from a WhatsApp standpoint, from texting, because it's midnight over there and everybody's asleep. So when I wake up in the morning, then I have a ton of texts and audios to listen to and answer and whatnot. But I enjoy keeping up with the believers and helping in different ways. And yeah, the parts of the ministry continue on, even though I'm far away. Then this next weekend, which will be my last weekend, Mark, our son, is coming from Greenville with Andrea, our daughter-in-law. The two of them are getting in on Thursday night. They're going to be here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So looking forward to that. That'll be exciting. Haven't seen them in a while, and yeah, that's a neat little visit we're going to have here. Yeah, a little bit of extra family. I don't think we've ever been quite that combination here before, so I'm glad they can come. And then I'll be heading out next week. Back to Spain and a busy schedule. We've got baptisms. We have a men's workers retreat to continue to prepare, and all of the other things that go along with ministry there, and a bunch of believers who are growing in the Lord, some new, some older, and everything in between. So thank you for praying. Thank you for connecting with us in the different ways we have. And I'm going to put in the description, I try to remember, I'll put in the link to that conversation that I had with Dad a year ago about my great-grandfather and his ministry there in Russia. So if you're interested in that, I was going to show you for one last time some hummingbirds, but they fly away as soon as I move my hand. sometimes they'll come up, and I'll be standing right in front of them, and they'll come up and fly in front of my face and just look at me as if they're checking me out or something. There's one. I think the gold one. Oh, it went away. But he's over there in the tree, and he'll be back in a few seconds. But anyway, so here he comes. There he is. Oh, he's on the other one. There he is. And if you watch them slow-mo, it's amazing. Oh yeah, I was going to put that link to the video is called A German Preacher in Russia or something like that. And I think it's interesting if you like history or Germans or whatever. So, okay, I'll let it go. This is getting a little longer. Oh, I will also post here at the end a few of the pictures from our trip to Vancouver Island, as well as a video I took on the boat, on the ferry. It's not very clear. There's way too much wind. I didn't use this neat little microphone system I have now, but hopefully you'll get a little bit of it, a little bit of the gist. So, okay, well, thanks for listening. Hope you have a great day wherever you are. God bless you. Take care. Now I'm in Canada. I'm on a boat, on a ferry. Very unusual, sort of unique experience for me. But I've been with Mom and Dad in Washington, and Dad and I came up to Canada yesterday. And we are on a ferry heading to Vancouver Island. And we're wanting to visit one of Dad's cousins, one of the grandsons of my great-grandfather, who was a preacher in Siberia in Russia back in the early part of last century. And so if you haven't seen that video of my great-grandfather and you're interested in it, I'll put out the link later. But anyway, so we came up here to visit. His name is Bill Bonikowski. I've never met him. Dad has not even ever met him. He just comes from my great-grandfather had 16 children, 12 who made it to, I guess, adulthood, and there's only one of them left, still living here on Earth. That's Aunt Helen, Tanta Helen. We went and visited her yesterday. She's 95. Wonderful, wonderful believer, loves the Lord. We had a fantastic time with her. And then, so we're going to meet him. So the ferry is an hour and a half. We're leaving Vancouver and going to Vancouver Island. I can't remember what I said before. And then we'll be coming back this afternoon and then driving back down to Washington. So I'm going to let you see a little bit of the scenery here that we're leaving behind, and the rest of it's just a bunch of open water. But if you've not been on this ferry before or anywhere in this part of the country, beautiful, beautiful country. Although I don't know what we'll be able to see from here. I will walk to both sides of the boat, and then I'll go down and let you see Dad. He's sitting down there in the passenger section. And I'll let it go at that. Thank you for praying for us and for your communication with us in the ministry going well back in Spain. And I will be heading back there in a little less than 2 weeks. Okay, I'm going to turn this around. And as soon as I get out there, I won't be able to say much. It'll be too windy. This is the animal section of the boat. If we can get down here, yeah. That's the Vancouver Island way over there. And here's Dad.
Checking on the news.